Get your shit together, Thomas.
Oh. So I was watching The Matrix, right?
Uh-huh.
And remember the woman in the red dress scene?
Yeah.
Like just proved to like stay focused or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Smith shows up and he like freezes it and he's like, "What? This isn't the Matrix." But then later on in the movie, Smith introduces himself to Morpheus.
Yeah.
Like they didn't know each other. So why is Smith in the program if they never met?
It's just a simulated idea of an agent.
Okay, I was hoping for more. I don't get it.
What's not to get? They created a simulation of a simulation.
They were like, "Hey, what would Agent Smith look like?" Well, I just thought it was weird because there's so many different looking agents.
Yeah,
I mean they're all like white guys wearing suits, but
yeah, I mean, I think just the fact that it's Hugo Weaving is just because they decided to make it be Hugo Weaving as the agent. It's because he doesn't interest like this is Agent Smith. You need to be wary of him. Like remember, there are agents too that you need to be wary about.
Yeah, I just thought it was weird. It was specifically that agent when they could have picked any. Just made.
I mean, yeah.
I just thought it was weird. I just thought that was my shower thought for the day. It doesn't make any sense. And then I went down a spiral of like meta, artificial reality.
You can really piece. I mean, it's the fucking Matrix. You can piece together whatever the fuck weird theme you want in that, as they proved in Matrix Revelation. What was the fucking new one called?
Resurrection.
Bad.
Matrix Reloaded. Matrix
Revolutions. Yeah, and Resurrections.
And Resurrections.
So bad. Let's go. Let's do this.
You need a moment. This is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
This is Tommy and Jacob's mixtape.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back to another week episode. This is episode 80?
It is. Sorry about my voice. I think I fell asleep with my mouth open last night. So it's a little scratchy today.
Get a little sultry over here.
Smelly cat.
Smelly cat.
So I got my green tea.
He's got his tea. He's got his water. I got my Red Bull, and I got my water. I think that's why it gets me the energy. Is like I think the Red Bull really gets me into like I'm Jacob now. Sorry.
I think it's also somatic.
Yeah, that's true too. This week we're doing a Freaky Friday.
It's more specifically the one of the remakes.
One of the multiple remakes. Specifically the second remake of the remakes. No, the first remake of the remake. It's the third of the movies, but it's
the second of the remakes.
Or is it the first remake of a remake? Because it's a remake of a remake from the original.
It came out in 2003. That one.
Welcome to the Freaky Friday verse. Sorry.
We should have acted like each other.
Oh my god, that would have been hilarious. The community episode where they Troy and Abed switch.
Yeah.
The Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
It's not happening. Okay. This came out 2003. More specifically, August 6th, 2003. Its premiere was 2 days before, the 4th. It's got a 6.3 IMDb rating, and so did the original. I looked up as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 88% tomato meter rating for Rotten Tomatoes. So I was like, okay. And then a 57 audience score. It's very off. It's very. I don't think it's very common where you see the critics' response a little bit higher than so much higher than the audience response.
Yeah, there's been a handful of times that we've seen that happen.
Yeah, and then Metacritic I saw was like 70%. You'll get into your reviews with that later more. Excuse me. The box office wise did better domestically than it did worldwide, which makes sense. It's a very American type movie. So number 21 domestically. Number 35 worldwide, and like movies this year, we did this like a couple weeks ago. It was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, it was League.
2003. So yeah, my movie count didn't change. Well, actually, I looked at something. I counted the domestic instead of the worldwide because in domestic there's a couple of movies that weren't in worldwide and vice versa. Mm-hmm. And I still got 55.
Yeah, I still got 86.
So did you do the opposite, domestic and versus worldwide?
No, I just did.
Because I noticed,
worldwide.
like, in the worldwide, Old Boy was in there, and some foreign films that I'd seen, while vice versa, into the domestic, there was like a couple movies like Grinded or Grind. So yeah, it was a fucking skateboarding movie, and a couple movies that very much only would be in like the American market, that wouldn't be really in the worldwide market.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh well, give and take.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah. What's the Tommy synopsis on we got for Freaky Friday?
Body swap magic causes tribulation in a mother and daughter's romantic relationships.
Yeah. Uncomfortable magic.
More specifically, Asian voodoo.
Racist magic.
I went, ooh.
Yeah, no, dude, the gong, I was like, oh.
Oh, it was cracking me up.
Okay.
Magic fortune cookie swaps mother and daughter.
Man, we were really casual with racism in the early 2000s.
What was it? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Oh, God. Yeah.
I'm going to bring it up. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So I was watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the other day, and it's in the beginning, and the Foot Clan are going to April O'Neil to like scare her and just stop talking about the Foot Clan.
Mm-hmm.
And so they, if anyone's ever seen it, they dress in like black like ninja outfits, quote unquote.
Yeah, they're ninjas.
And she like turns around and she's like, oh, like, what? Am I behind on my Sony payments again? And I just went, whoa, never caught that. It was like, that was not good. And I was just like, good old 90s casual racism.
What a world.
What a
world we live in. What a world we grew up in.
Get it? Because Sony's a Japanese company and they're ninja. I was just like, ooh.
That was kind of rough when I had to explain that to somebody, though.
Oh, yeah, but it was so... Go back and watch it. It's fucking ridiculous.
All right, let's get back.
It just makes me think also there's more in there that I didn't get.
100%.
That I didn't get as a kid.
Of course there is, yeah. So let's go. So this movie was directed by Mark Waters, who... I mean, I'd say most famous movie is Mean Girls that he directed.
Yeah.
Well, it's also starring Lindsay Lohan. And then also I got Spiderwick Chronicles, which that's another with the fucking child book franchise.
Yeah, that's another one.
Ghost of a Girlfriend's Past. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I didn't write the full name down. And Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Like Heaven.
Yeah, he only had what was it, like 17 or so?
Yeah, it's pretty. It was a low amount.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I couldn't really find any, like, even just like on his Wikipedia was like super like
sparse.
And it's like, yeah, this guy, it's Mark Waters. He directs stuff.
He did do Popper's Penguins.
Yeah, Mr. Popper's Penguins. Yeah,
which is cute. Did you say that one?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mr. Popper's Penguins is cute.
I actually still need to see that. I don't know how that like went, like, because I mean I love Jim Carrey, so like I kind of want to see everything that Jim Carrey's done.
Yeah, it's just a feel-good movie.
No, I mean, also Mr. Popper's Penguins was like one of my favorite books as a kid. I love penguins. It's like how have I not watched this movie?
It's like a slapstick kind of like hectic comedy.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Mark Waters.
Yeah, easy peasy.
So the writing, this is where it's going to get a little more interesting. Well, let's save. Do you want to save novelist for last? Original as well. Original screenplay. No.
Whatever you had in mind. I didn't really think of a...
Well, so like this screenplay specifically was written by Leslie Dixon and Heather Hatch. Leslie Dixon, most notable for like Look Who's Talking Now, which is kind of amusing.
Funny, yeah, because we were talking about that.
And then Overboard, which we also talked about last week, funnily enough. Mrs. Doubtfire, one of our favorite Robin Williams movies. And then she wrote this...
Just Like Heaven.
Yeah.
Which is... Mark directed that.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was interesting.
And then Hairspray, the 2007 version, she wrote more like the screenplay for. The lyrics obviously come from the musical.
Yeah. And I thought it was like kind of like funny, Limitless.
Oh, I didn't notice that one on her list.
Yeah, kind of like out of left field for her like list.
I wonder if she was more like was like part of like a series of writers that were on it,
Yeah, I don't know. Limitless is cool.
That's interesting.
And Heartbreak Kid, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, and she didn't really have a really big list as well.
No one really did, really.
I mean, the biggest is going to be, kind
That's incorrect. They had lists, but it's just also I put down what things that popped out to me.
Yeah, but like they're not. It's like sometimes we're looking at this and like there's like writers that they generally have like 40 writing credits or like in a bunch of like producing and like like others. Like this is like everybody that was on board with it was just they had they had some stuff, and now they either kind of still do stuff or they don't anymore. It's like really strange. Like, because Heather Hatch, like I think I like I couldn't what I found. Oh, it's like she is more like a musical person. So like she's a librettist. So she like writes like books and lyrics for like musicals and stuff. Like she wrote the book for Legally Blonde, the musical.
Yeah,
and she wrote the movie What to Expect When You're Expecting, or screenplay for a movie What to Expect When You're Expecting, which I meant to look up if that was like a documentary or a live adaptation of just women being pregnant. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I forgot to look it up.
Well, even like Heather Hatch too is in Freaky Friday.
Yeah, she has just a quick cameo.
Yeah, but that's a movie had just like a lot of little random cameos.
Yeah, it has a lot of random cameos because even the director, Lindsay Lohan's mom, I think those are the only three that I could think of.
The original love interest.
Oh, that's right, the original love
Boris.
Interest. Yeah. He's like a delivery guy in it. Yeah, but the most, I think, going back to who wrote this original screenplay, this script, was Mary Rogers. She wrote the original novel. She wrote the original 1973 screenplay with Jodie Foster and Annette Bening. Is that right? Does that sound right?
That sounds right.
Can you check that while I talk? I've actually found it really interesting just digging into Mary Rogers, just like short, because she is the daughter to Richard Rogers, who is Rogers and Hammerstein.
What'd you say the name was?
Annette Bening? No, not. Oh, Annette Bening was. I don't think I'm right with Annette Bening, because Annette Bening was supposed to be
Barbara Harris.
Think of Barbara Harris. No, Annette Bening was originally who was casted for Tess instead of Jamie Lee Curtis, actually.
Oh, okay.
Which we can. This movie, felt like last week, kind of has an interesting. Recasting thing as well. But no, yeah, Mary Rogers. She's the daughter to Richard Rogers of Rogers and Hammerstein. You know, who wrote the television Cinderella, Oklahoma, South Pacific.
Oh,
like famous goddamn Broadway producer, writer, and whatnot. So, and then I also Mary Rogers. She wrote the musical Once Upon a Mattress, which is the retelling of The Princess and the Pea into a musical.
Huh, that's fun.
So like Mary Rogers' son is Adam Gettle, who is a famous Broadway composer or writer as well. So like there's like a cool like line of musical people. Yeah. This and like like Freaky Friday and Once Upon a Mattress are pretty much her two biggest successes.
Huh.
And there's even a point, and let me find her. This is from Wikipedia. She has this moment like where she talks about how she decides to not play piano anymore. Let me find it. Where'd it go? Essentially, what she said is like, I had a pleasant talent, but no incredible talent. I was not my father or my son. And you have to abandon all kinds of things in response to like when you're working on composing music or going into that thing, like, it just takes a lot out of you because you got to like, you know, forget about some family stuff or worry about this. So like after like 1991, she was like, I'm just done. And she just never played the piano again, essentially.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah. But I mean, but it was kind of something for her. It was like relaxing. I don't know what's the word I'm trying to find. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like releasing is like.
Yeah, a relief. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna like fight this uphill battle.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's why she started also writing. She became just more like a children's books writer. Like,
like Mary Rogers too. I guess her bread and butter was. I mean, even the Freaky Friday series is like a series of 3, and they're all some form of body transfer.
Yeah.
And even at the end of this movie, there's a callback to that.
I actually have a little bit of history about this whole body transfer stuff too.
What?
So it's originally based off of an old tale called Vice Versa. It's like Vice Versa, a lesson for fathers or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a comic novel that was written in the late 1800s, almost like about to turn into the 1900s, about son and dad who switch, which funnily enough in what year was it? What year was it? Yeah, 1988. Yeah, with Big. Vice Versa, the movie came out, which is about a son and a father switching. Swapping. Yeah, it's pretty much that novel put into father and son. But Mary Rogers just took the story of Vice Versa and made it mother and daughter instead.
Yeah.
So boom, like we have, which I was just like, that's where this whole like body swap thing started, was in the late 1900s from an actual novel called Vice Versa. Vice Versa is Latin for the other way around.
I never knew it was Latin.
I did, but I couldn't have told you that it translates to the other way around.
Yeah.
Because like, I feel like I use the term vice versa semi-regularly.
Oh, I did too. It was one of those, I would use it in a sentence and know what it meant, but couldn't give you the definition.
Yeah, I mean, you would be able to like, it just means
switch swap.
Yeah, flip-flop, flip-flop,
flippity flop.
Flippity, squeakity, squeak. But yeah, so Mary Rogers, credit to giving us this wonderful this wonderful idea of the father or the mother and daughter body swap, whatnot. So yeah. Do you have any more to add with that before we move on to starring?
Mm-mm.
Cool. I guess before we go into starring, do you want me to go down like who could have been cast in this instead? I think what we did last week.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because it's not as ridiculous.
It's not 12 or whatever.
Yeah, but the people that were originally going to be a part of it I feel like it would have been a different movie. I don't know if it would have been as good. Because we'll
get all to that with the reviews and stuff.
Yeah, because like I was saying, the initial casting was Annette Bening, who is from American Beauty. Is the biggest thing I can fully remember her from, I think.
Yeah.
She was originally, but she had to cast as Tess, the mother, but she had to drop out due to things. And with that, Ryan, the fiance, was originally Tom Selleck. Which would have been cool to actually. I would have liked him. I would have cool to seen him as that character. I just like Tom Selleck.
I like him better.
And he literally dropped out because Annette Bening couldn't do it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And then Kelly Osbourne was originally cast to play Maddie. Wait. Oh wait, which one's Maddie? Maddie's the friend, isn't it? Because Isn't Lindsay Lohan's character named Anna?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I think I totally I thought, oh, interesting. That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. When I was reading this, I just saw Kelly Osbourne, and I thought she was originally cast to play Anna, Lindsay Lohan's character.
Yeah, no, Christina Vidal plays Maddie.
Yeah, okay. That makes a lot more sense. So Kelly Osbourne would have been the friend. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that would have been distracting, too, Kelly Osbourne. I don't know. Also, I don't think Kelly Osbourne is really an actress. She's a personality. She's a nice person.
If I ran into Kelly Osbourne on the street, I wouldn't have no idea who she was.
Oh, really?
Like, I know who she is, but like can't think of her face.
I think maybe because I was in an era where the Osbournes was a very common thing on MTV all the time.
I was going to call the Royal Jewels, but
that's Gene Simmons.
That's Gene Simmons, right?
Which, funny enough, my mom's been watching on demand on my Sling. Family Jewels.
Thank you. Jesus, it's going to be a rough day. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, and my mom's a huge Kiss fan and loves Gene Simmons. But yeah, okay. So Kelly Osbourne was originally supposed to play Maddie, but yeah.
Wasn't there talk about Jodie Foster coming back, and then she was
yes,
like, no.
Jodie Foster, they originally approached Jodie Foster, the producer Andrew Gunn, about playing Tess as well, but Jodie was like, I think that would just be too distracting. Like, because I played the daughter in the original.
Yeah, like it would lose like the merit of its own thing.
Yeah, where does it? Right here. Foster declined, citing concerns that her stunt casting would draw attention away from other elements of the film.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Lee Curtis was offered it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so Jamie Lee Curtis.
After Annette Bening. So, yeah. Yeah. I think there was something else I wanted to say. We're both not really.
Jamie Lee Curtis, the original like Scream
Queen. Yeah.
Known for like Halloween. Probably most recently Everywhere All at Once,
which I can't wait to see.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen that, I guess Knives Out She was in that.
Like biggest thing. I mean, from like other than Halloween, from when I was a kid, I remember seeing her in like True Lies, A Fish Called Wanda, Trading Places.
She's really funny in You Again.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's like a cross-generational, so it's like daughter, mother, grandmother, and there are two families, each with daughter, mother, grandmother, and all 6 of them basically have had feuds with each other and via like high school and college and young adulthood, and they end up, I think, like, I can't remember, I think they end up like having to go to a wedding together.
And it sounds familiar. So
their feuds just start to like
come back.
Yeah, reignite.
This sounds really familiar. Is this like pretty, like, it's like mid-aughts, late 2000 or early 2010s?
It's, yeah, I think so. Let me just look real quick because also
You Again.
2010.
2010, yeah. Okay. Like I was like, yeah, this sounds really, really familiar. It's in a haze of time when I wasn't really going to the theaters as much.
It's got Kristen Bell, Jamie Lee Curtis, Sigourney Weaver, Odetta Annabelle, Betty White. Like, there's just a lot of people in it.
It's weird, as like as you're talking about it, I can see flashes, like scenes of like the trailer or the movie in my mind. Like, it's in a weird way, I feel like I've seen this movie, but I have not.
When a young woman realizes her brother's about to marry the girl who bullied her in high school, she sets out to expose her fiance's true colors.
That's Kristen Bell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, man, yeah, no, I'm familiar with this movie. I just forgot about it.
But yeah, so that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, she plays Tess. She's wonderful in it, in this movie. Man, I can't wait to actually kind of like get into the meat of this movie. This movie, actually, because I had never seen this before. I've never seen this one.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I knew that.
Which actually, okay, also remembering when I was saying, like, no, I've seen the original. I haven't seen the original. There's a 1993 TV movie remake. 95? 95, thank you. With Gabby Hoffman and, I'm forgetting her name. Shirley, Anywho, but like I saw that movie.
Well, yeah, so just so everyone knows, there's a 76, the original version, a 95, this one in 03, and then a musical one in 2018.
Yeah.
All under the same title of Freaky Friday.
Did I watch the 2018 one? No, I watched the 2019 or 2020 Adventures in Babysitting. That was bad. That's right. I was like, what did I... Yeah, no, I haven't seen the 2018 one. Have you seen that one?
No.
Okay.
This is the only one I've ever seen.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought that 1995 TV movie one was the original. Because that's just what I had association.
Yeah, no, totally.
You know? So yeah, which is, I don't know, just it's so weird. This movie's been... I wonder what movie's been remade the most, because this was up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll have to look that up. But you ready to go into Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah.
So Lindsay Lohan, who I think very popular for this. I mean, this was right before she got really, really popular, because Mean Girls came out this same year, but later.
Well, it's also funny. Just Lindsay Lohan's kind of one of those people that's super, super famous. But when I looked at her credits, I was like, why?
Because she was a just Disney princess. Like, she was a real life Disney star, pretty much. Because she had she was a triple threat thing. Like, she did a lot of modeling, she did acting, she had her singing career, which wasn't the, one of the things I'd read like her kind of like a big thing on her Wikipedia, where like her music career, it's like people like, she's not a bad singer, she just doesn't really have anything interesting with her voice. Like, she's
just a poppy,
yeah,
teen boppy.
But like for acting, I think most notably people would recognize her from Mean Girls, as I already said, also directed by Mark Waters. The Parent Trap. If you're a huge Disney person, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, which is actually a really, really fun, cute movie.
I've never seen that one.
I don't fully remember it, but I just remember it's got that. It's kind of like a female Ferris Bueller's Day Off kind of vibe to it.
Oh, I recognize the poster.
Mm-hmm. And then like Georgia Rules, where kind of like things kind of started to go downhill for Lohan when her late night partying and drinking and the pressures of... there's a part of me that feels really bad for Lohan, actually. Like, just like, just the pressures of like everything that she went through as such a young child star, and just like, I don't know like how controlling her parents were or anything. Because like she was born in '86. She's the same age as me, which is crazy because I look at her and like you can tell that she's had like plastic surgery done, and it's made her look like she's in her mid-40s.
Well, it's just like she fell into that so young celebrity trap that happens.
Yeah, exactly. And especially I feel like nowadays young celebrities there's a lot more care taken to them because like I mean I hope stuff like this doesn't happen to people like Millie Bobby Brown or like anybody that's like from the cast of Stranger Things that have gotten as big as they have.
I feel like in this day and age it might be harder with the internet.
Yeah, I mean it's just like
media.
it's just
it might be
like the 2000s. This was like a huge time for teenage stars, just like with paparazzi was like really, really aggressive around this time because it was the beginning of the internet age, and whatever they could get on the internet, you know, they were trying to. So like that's why I mean Britney Spears went through her whole thing. You know, Paris Hilton had her whole thing. Lindsay Lohan, fucking Nicole Richie, Tara Reid. You know, just like paparazzi was just like all over these people. Fucking Tobey Maguire still to this day hates paparazzi.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
He hates paparazzi. That fucking video of him laughing at the paparazzi gets hit by a car is fucking crazy. There's also like the difference between like Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Toby at a airport together. Like paparazzi, Tom looks up, sees paparazzi, he's like, "Oh hi," and then Andrew Garfield's like, "Heh." Toby glares.
There you go. That's a perfect example.
Right?
The generational change.
Right, exactly, right?
Yeah. Like you see it in real time. Like apparently Lindsay Lohan was in The Holiday, which I don't remember.
Neither do I. I'm literally. I was like, I saw that. I was like, I don't really want to bring that up because I don't remember. I like where.
I don't remember her at all.
Where was she? Oh my God.
Well, where is she?
Her and James Franco. They're the actors that they're scoring at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Or no. I think she's the actress in the trailer that Cameron Diaz's character is working on.
Okay.
But that's still James Franco. Yeah, no, she's one of the actors. Like,
okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, I pulled that out of the air.
I was trying to give her like a character.
Nope. She's literally. It's just a cameo, like because she's a big star.
Oh yeah, there you go. Because The Holiday, Lindsay Lohan, uncredited.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it's just like I guess quick shout outs to the other stars as Mark Harmon.
Wait, real quick though. Do you ever see I Know Who Killed Me?
I know who. No,
I want to watch that.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
It's like either gonna be interesting and like went under the radar, or it's gonna be a hot piece of garbage.
I mean, that's like it's literally that was what the movie as well. One is like Georgia Rule had like Lindsay Lohan had her issues with, and then she went into rehab, and then was filming this movie during that, and like I don't know, she's just started to like I don't know, her career just started to kind of spiral because she started to do more independent stuff. And it's interesting is like I see in this movie she was a talented actress. I just think just troubles with, you know, sobriety and whatnot really just kind of like got her down. And she tried to do this weird comeback with like a play at West End, I want to say, and she just couldn't get off book, and she's literally on the stage with a script in hand. Like, this is, like, in the mid-2010s, I want to say.
Well, it's, like, even weird, like, in most recent years, too. Like, there's a new movie coming out on pre-production called Cursed. Mm-hmm. And it's, like, a psychiatric horror movie.
Yeah, she has, like, a strange Netflix deal right now.
But it's with Mickey Rourke and Lindsay Lohan. That's such a weird combo.
I mean, I did read that she has some type of like Netflix deal coming up because she has a movie coming out in either later this year or 2023 with Netflix. I don't know. I'd love to see her get it back, have a comeback. You know?
Yeah.
She's young. She's my age. Fuck, dude. We're both literally 35.
Yeah.
Am I 35 or am I 36? How old am I? I'm 35.
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
You're 35, right?
I turned 36 this year.
Yeah.
God, that's weird. But yeah, so quick shout outs to the supporting cast. Mark Harmon, who plays the fiance. I think you would most recognize from like NCIS.
That's all I recognize him from.
Yeah. Then the grandpa, just to give him like a shout out for name, Harold Gold, who just, I mean, I don't know. I like Love and Death, The Sting from like 70s like old movies that he'd done. He's in Patch Adams. That's just like top 3 on his IMDb. He's funny in it. And then the love interest for Anne, Lindsay Lohan, Chad Michael Murray, who One Tree Hill. He's in A Cinderella Story.
House of Wax. He was you'd recognize him. He's a pretty
boy with blonde hair
in the 2000s.
Yeah. And then just really quick, because he's coming up strangely in random ways, Stephen Tobolowsky.
Oh yeah, Ned. Needle Nose Ned. Is that what he's called?
From Groundhog Day. Yeah, I forgot it. I was like Needle Nose. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you talked about him in this movie in Groundhog Day, in our episode for Groundhog Day.
Did I?
Yeah, because I think this is the movie that you always associate him with, because it's actually a really great character in this movie. How he's like literally holding
gross.
Yeah, he's gross. He's holding this weird vendetta against also when Anne or Tess. That's gonna be weird to kind of swap that around when Tess realizes that while she's in Anne's body, like, oh, I remember you, and calls him out. So good. It's such a fucking.
Oh, it's Anna, by the way.
Anna. Oh, do I keep saying Anne?
You keep saying
Anna. Annabelle. Okay. So Stephen Tobolowsky, but I feel like that's pretty much all the minor side characters. I guess we already brought up Christina that plays Maddie, the friend.
Yeah, and then Rosalind Chow.
Oh yeah,
is in this, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
And then Willie Garrison, rest in peace. He's in this too.
Who's that?
He's the really neurotic patient.
He passed away. Oh, he did pass away
recently.
That's right, because I forgot about that. That's the other thing I would recognize him from. I forgot about his career in Sex and the City.
He was Carrie's best friend.
Yeah,
that's not a reoccurring best friend.
Yeah.
Not like a regular.
He's the gay best friend.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
He bald guy glasses.
What was I? Because I was thinking about him in something else. Anywho, yeah. Now, are you ready to go into reviews?
Oh yeah. So on Metacritic, this has a 29 positive, a 7 mixed, and a 0 negative. Lisa Schwarzbaum at Entertainment. A funny, shrewd, no-bull family comedy about the relationship between mothers and teenage daughters that allows Curtis, the comedian, to remember her days as a slinky starlet while making use of wisdom as the mother of an adolescent girl herself.
That's good. I like that. Jamie Lee Curtis was great in this goddamn movie.
And then, and I picked this one because it was kind of a reoccurring theme for the mixed. Michael Wilmington at Chicago Tribune. Freaky Friday commits a lot of sins. Luckily, it has Curtis and a few others to cover them up. And that's really
that's great. I like that.
And there's no negative.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, cool.
I mean, I could try to find the worst mixed.
Nah, that's fine. That's fine. But because that's not wrong. Like, it was really interesting. Since this was my first time watching this version of it, at the very beginning of it, I was like, "What the fuck am I watching? This is so cheesy Disney."
Oh, it is Disney.
Yeah, I was like, fucking, it's just spoon feeding you.
Oh yeah,
rebellious daughter, really rigid mother, with some comedic stuff, but then when their actual conflicts happens and the switch actually happens, the movie gets so fun and interesting.
And it's Jamie Lee Curtis
kills it.
She was so fun. She's like Jack Black in Jumanji.
Yeah,
she was just so funny to watch as a teenager.
Yeah, she's even so good.
Her first line when she wakes up.
Oh, when she finally looks in the mirror.
I'm old. I beg your pardon. I'm like the Crips kid. Well, then even Lindsay Lohan, her switch over to the more rigid.
Yeah, Lindsay. It's believable that their personalities have switched in a big way. It's really great acting from both of these people.
Well, and then as opposed to Big 2, which was something that I was worried was going to make me come off hypocritical. because I was so like annoyed with the romance aspect, and this has a very big romance aspect, but even a huge like what the conflict is that her wedding is tomorrow.
Yeah,
there's romance in it.
No, yeah, exactly. And then also just like and also yeah, and Anna is just a young, like she has a crush on a high school boy, you know?
Yeah.
Or is he high school boy?
I think he's like a TA or
What's
something.
What's happening with that? We'll talk about that in a second. But like, where was I? Yeah, because like I was just. Oh, also like strangely enough, I don't feel like the theme youth really fits in well as a theme for this movie.
Watching it again, I was like, not really.
Yeah, because I was just kind of like, this movie is more about like, it's about seeing like walking a mile in another person's shoes.
Yeah,
you know,
it's watching it again, I was like, oh, okay.
It's like changing, like understanding another person's perspective, like compassion, listening, working together.
You just got to work on it more.
No, but I like that. I like that we're like, oh no, youth will be a good thing for this one, and then we watch it, we're like, oh no,
it's actually a totally different thing.
It's actually something so much more about this, because like the big like. So starting at the beginning of it, it's just like Tess is too busy and trying to keep everything together. And Anna doesn't feel heard or seen. You know, she's frustrated at people, the teacher, the bully, her mom, you know, and it's more about, their journey of like understanding the other person's perspective, you know? And it's about the wedding that's tomorrow. Like they got to get this figured out before the wedding happens.
I can't marry Brian. Ew.
God, it's so
Ryan. Sorry, not Brian.
It's wonderful with Jamie Lee Curtis how like kind of like with Tom Hanks embodied this like teenager, and it's also like it's interesting to think how she's playing Anna. Anna's still just kind of a bratty person through this entire movie.
Yeah.
Like it isn't until the touching moment at the end where she does the speech for her mom where she really has some actual growth, which that actually made me tear up. I was watching like, she learned, she's accepting the new family. And that's kind of like, it's all of these shenanigans that like lead to this final revelation. Did you look up what that fortune cookie said? Do you have that anywhere?
No, I can look it up real quick. But also I was I was gonna bring this up and you kind of made a perfect segue. Apparently what I was reading is in the book there is no outside force magic thing that
they just make
blatantly happens. It just happens kind of. And I think one of the biggest, the whole fortune cookie thing was fucking brutal,
dude,
man.
I know. Because what I read from the original movie, I don't know about for the book, is they both at the same time just kind of like look out the window and I wish I could be her for a day, like at the exact same time, and then it happens for a day for them, which I don't know. There's kind of makes me. It's like in the original one, I think it's Anna wants to just be an adult because she's like, no, being an adult would be so much easier. And I don't know why the mom's like, why would a parent wish to be their daughter for a day? It's like, 70s, cool.
A journey soon begins, its prize reflected in another's eyes. When what you see is what you lack, then selfless love will change you back.
Selfless love will change you back. And that's kind of like, it's weird. It's like I can kind of clearly see like delineation of like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 in this screenplay in a strange way. It's like Act 1 clearly ends at the end of the Chinese restaurant when Act 2 begins with the swap when they've woken up.
Yeah.
You know, and then Act 2 kind of ends when like the rehearsal dinner begins.
Yeah.
And then that's because then Act 3 is kind of like the resolution, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, do we want to talk about the Chinese restaurant and the blatant racism?
It was bad.
Literally, yeah, it's really bad. Like they literally use the term Asian voodoo magic.
Must have been like some Asian voodoo magic.
Like, whoa. Man.
It was just really just unnecessary. And the fact that it's like a fortune cookie too, which is like such like not a thing that is a thing, like
the fortune cookies originated in California.
Yeah, I know. That's
like
San
Francisco, right?
But it's like now become integrated into like American Chinese restaurants and everything. It's just like, I don't know.
Also, the grandmother doesn't even have a name. She's literally known as Pepe's grandma or Pepe's mom.
I did like that scene though, when they show it back to the restaurant after.
Oh yeah, and she like walks in, she sees
like,
him,
Mama, and she walks. Oh, and she's like, no, you come here, you come here. Told you not to do that. You come here.
She sees Anna and Tess, and she's like, oh no.
She tries to run back into the kitchen and hide. That was funny.
Very cute, actually.
Yeah, but it's just like it was just an unnecessary like.
So, I mean, yeah. It's. I mean, with the whole setup of this. With Anna and Tess, where's like it's I guess that it's when the door is taken off. That's when you really see but I mean their tension really like.
And like you said earlier too, you had grunge rocker daughter, rebel, and
she was originally supposed to be goth.
Yeah, no, I heard that. And more uptight professional doctor mom.
Who has 4 fucking phones, like a planner and 3 phones,
a pager, and
that
was funny too. Make it stop.
Make it stop.
But yeah, and then it's also I thought like I mean, and it was kind of well done too in the way of the little brother is this huge piece of shit.
Yeah,
that is literally asking for everything she does to him.
Yeah, let's go down the list of like all the things that Anna has to deal with, and then let's go through a list of all the stuff that Tess has to be dealing with. Like before, like this is what we're establishing before the swap happens. You know?
Okay. So there's so for Anna, there's a little brother that's like bullying her, and she like defends herself, but mom always defending the baby brother.
Yeah, because she's seeing. And this is kind of like what Anna's trap is. Like all anybody's ever seeing is what Anna's doing, and not what
the repercussions, not the inciting action,
the instigation. Yeah.
So there's that. She's really focused on her music. Mom doesn't understand that.
She's got this school bully, this girl at school
who she used to be best friends with, and now she's like the popular preppy girl, and she's a bully to her. Which like,
they don't really actually resolve that properly now that I think about it.
No, it just kind of ends.
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of like the test thing happens, detention happens. She does the thing with the test. Yeah.
And then it's kind of over.
Yeah. And I guess she doesn't go to college.
And she is like in love with this 20-year-old something or other.
Is he in high school? Is he?
No, because he says he works
there.
Yeah, so.
But then he's walking around the halls like he's going to class. And then he's you can be a barista and we'll go to high school. Like, that's fine. But maybe he just work study for detention. Like, I don't.
Well, because they make it clear she's 16. They never say how old he is.
Yeah. He's also got, like, that soul patch.
Oh, God.
It's so fucking 2000. This movie. So, I was in high school in 2003. And watching this, I'm like, this is 2003. Holy shit. I remember. What Lindsay Lohan's wearing at the beginning with like the green pants, like kind of like green cargo pants, and like the choker was like I was like I know
the tight t-shirt with the little midriff.
It's like I know so many girls. I went to high school with. I was friends with that girl in high school.
I love how the choker always comes back around.
Right.
That's like one of the like that thing always comes back around.
It's like I think it's just now fading out again.
Yeah, it's gonna come back.
Oh yeah, look like in a couple of years. Yeah,
it's gonna come back. I feel like it. I feel it in my bones. Is that everything? Oh, and then I guess like the big thing.
No, the teacher.
Oh, and then she has a teacher that is also like grading her incredibly unfairly.
No, he gives her an F on a paper for 1984, and she breaks it down about the totalitarianism. I can't say that word.
Totalitarianism.
Thank you.
Is that right?
Something like that. the dictatorship idea inside of 1984.
Nice roundabout there.
Yeah. And like she like has like a great like dissertation for it, and he's like, you clearly just missed what this book is all about. And then she makes a joke about him being a dictator.
Like, well, at least he had hair.
Yeah.
Because he's bald.
Yeah.
And then I think the last one that kind of ties them together is that her father had passed away about 3 years prior.
Yeah, so that's why it's like single mom unit with single dad unit about to merge into one full unit.
Yeah,
because that's actually that's an important theme or like of this movie. I want to say is like that bringing it together.
Well, that's like the resolution.
Yeah.
Point. And then if we go into Tess, so there is the fact that her her husband has passed away. She's now getting married to Ryan, so she has that going on and trying to plan this. But she's also a completely professional career woman who is a psychiatrist with a lot of needy patients.
Yeah, she has a very successful independent career that she needs to take care of. She has a rehearsal dinner coming up, and like the wedding, yes, but like it's kind of like this
more immediate thing.
This like central conflict is about this Friday, and the rehearsal dinner. How Tess has the rehearsal dinner, and Anna has a chance to have a band audition. They're happening at the same time, so that's a point of conflict for them, and then Tess just in general has this daughter that she doesn't feel like is listening to her or is respecting her,
Yeah, and because also like it's just like my teacher's failing me on purpose. It's like, oh, you're just playing the victim.
No, that's what she's like. Don't you like Tess? Right in a strange way, rightly so. She's like, don't you see the common denominator here? Is like you seem to be the problem.
Yeah, even with the little brother too. It's like, oh, he's always doing something to you. Like when
it's like somebody's always doing something to you. It's never your fault. And she could, just, not react in certain ways, but also, yeah, she's getting bullied by a teacher, her brother, and a fucking student. You know,
her little brother needs to be smacked,
dude. Right? But there was that sweet moment.
Oh yeah.
So because of all of this, and then when we're at the Chinese dinner, this is where we get like where the inciting action of the conflict is introduced with Anna. You're right, Mom. I should treat my brothers with so much more respect, and I shouldn't do what I did at school. And la da da da. And then Tess, okay, what do you want? I can see right through your bullshit. You're being sweet. What do you need?
Well, then it's interesting too because then she explains the House of Blues.
The audition.
Thank you. I was gonna say tryout. The audition. And Tess is actually really excited.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my god, that's great. Like, and then comes out that it's gonna be during the rehearsal dinner. Causes this big awkward fight. Mm-hmm.
Which also, mind you, I do want to point out really quick, Ryan had stepped up from the table at this point to go check on something.
On the duck,
yeah. So that's actually kind of interesting because, like, with what happens later on when he's like, no go,
Yeah.
Like, maybe if he was at the table, he would like, you know what, it's just going to be a half hour during our rehearsal dinner. Like, let her go. Let her do it. This is important to her.
Yeah.
Because he is, I really respect the character of Ryan. He doesn't have like a big growth or anything in the movie, but he's a very solid character as in like, I want to be a family. I want to be a father, and I want these people, your children to respect me, and I wanted them to find it on their own terms.
Yeah, and he does. Yeah, he doesn't overstep boundaries.
Exactly.
It's like at the end of the day, yeah, we're getting married, but these are your kids.
Yes,
these aren't my kids.
But he wants to be a father figure for them.
But like the grandpa being, don't grovel, man.
Oh yeah,
let her come to you,
because he's trying so hard at the table to talk to her and like get her to open up, and she's like, just hiding behind the menu.
Yeah.
But yeah, because finding out that this audition is during the rehearsal dinner, argument in the restaurant, super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's when the grandma
uses some Asian voodoo magic.
Gives them both a fortune cookie.
And they read it simultaneously, and then this earthquake happens.
That only they feel.
And then, everything, they're just like, oh, that's weird. And then, like, they kind of get gaslit because, like, they're both like, no, there was an earthquake. And everyone else, all the men at the table are like, no.
No, actually, I like the dad, earthquake! Just, like, senile old man. When he runs out the door. And Ryan just watches it happen. He's like, go after him, man!
Then they show them going to bed, and this was like a kind of a cool thing. It shows like Tess And it's like this music, and it's a stormy, windy night, and then she sleeps really rigid and on her back, and then suddenly she like turns over and sprawls out, and then they cut to Lindsay. Then they pan over to Lindsay Lohan, and she's sleeping all sprawled out, and she flips over and goes all
rigid
on her back, like. And then we get into them waking up, which is probably like the best scene is them realizing they're in this body swap.
Dude, yeah, because. There are kind of moments in the movie I felt like I was like a little taken out because I'm just like it's Lindsay Lohan and it's Jamie Lee Curtis in a way, because I don't know, they're just so iconic. I don't really see them disappear into these roles, but they perform them so well.
Yeah, they didn't act like they didn't act like each other. They acted like they thought they were acting like each other. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It wasn't Jamie Lee Curtis acting like 16-year-old Lindsay Lohan. It was Jamie Lee Curtis acting like
16-year-old Anna.
A 16-year-old.
Or a 16-year-old, yeah.
Just a 16-year-old.
I mean, that she picked up. There was a couple of like idiosyncratic things that she picked up, like when they're sitting in the front seat, she kept putting her like feet up on the dashboard, like what Anna would do.
Yeah, but the thing is, I guess what my point about that is though, that is possibly like a director's choice.
Yeah, it was like
it wasn't mannerisms; it was actions.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, yeah, it's an actor/director thing where they're like, okay, we need to have these specific mannerism or action that this character does. So then when we see Anna in Tessa's body do this, we know that this is Anna. No, totally. And vice versa.
It doesn't feel like and I didn't read anything to confirm or deny this, but it didn't feel like the Tom Hanks thing where he had Andrew Moscow, was that his name?
Oh yeah,
act out the scene.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then copy and paste kind of what was being done.
There may have been a little bit of that with like, you know, just very subtly, like, or very seldomly hearing through and whatnot. But
also this movie was made really fast.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember what the dates were.
Oh,
but it was made like.
I mean, that's Disney for you, man.
It was made really quick.
So like,
so I just don't know if you had time to do that.
Do you want to go? Let's just like do a list of like the shenanigans that Anna goes through and the shenanigans that Tess goes through.
So they wake up and that's that whole line where Jamie Lee Curtis looks in the mirror. I'm old. I'm like the crypt keeper. And then they decide that a jolt will happen. So
we need a jolt. We need a jolt, and they just fucking run into each other.
And I think one of the funniest things about this movie, too, is that when they switch and now Anna is the mom.
Anna has zero couth about this.
Yeah, and the way she acts towards the brother.
Yeah.
She's like a total dick to him, and the kid's just like really confused, like, because then the sister's being really nice to him.
Yeah.
Like, it's really...
She's like, he's like, what's happening?
Well, she goes, oh, no, she's still breathing, honey. You call me honey? Oh, yeah, I did. Are you sick? It was just funny.
No, it's that.
Or he sees his mom's thong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's like, that is one thing that's kind of interesting. Like to just point out for characters in this is that Anna or Tess, while in Anna's body, tries a little bit to kind of be like, oh, that's right, I'm Anna. I need to remember to be a 16-year-old. So it's imagine this. Lindsay Lohan is a 17, 18-year-old actress trying to play a 40-year-old woman trying to be a 16-year-old girl.
Well, yeah, but that's what's funny though is like about the whole thing too. What you just said is that so because their personalities, Anna is a little more
rough around the edges
and not nonchalant about this whole thing. She's not really trying to hide it because she's a really loud person. Mm-hmm. But then her mom is more conservative and more subtle. But because Anna is a loud person, when she's putting on these slacks and just a t-shirt or like a button up and putting up her hair and everything, to her grunge rock friends, that makes her stand out like a sore thumb.
Exactly.
Because she is loud, she is colorful, she has streaks in her hair and like colored fingernails, and she
plays the guitar.
She plays the guitar, and so it's like their natural go-to instinctual reactions to things makes them stick out as like a sore thumb in their respective lives.
Yeah.
Did that connect?
It's your brain okay?
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So Anna as Tess. Talk about
we should have figured out a code for this.
Yeah, let's do Anna in Tessa's body. what happens with her throughout the day.
Okay. Anna in Tess's body.
Yeah.
Mom Anna.
Yes.
Daughter Tess.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay.
What happens with Jamie Lee Curtis without the name? There we go. Let's just say the actress' names. So they're getting dropped off at school. That's right. She ruined her car. But it's dropped off at work from Ryan. There's the introduction of Jake to Mom as Anna, and Anna's like and Anna in Tess's body is like, be cool, go talk to him. He's way too old for you.
Well, yeah, she just did that. Jamie Lee Curtis just did that well. Like he waves to Anna, and then Tess waves back. All like,
there's just you can tell that Anna takes this opportunity to be super irresponsible in her mother's body, because the first thing she really does is like gives her mom a makeover.
Yeah, and I love that too. So yeah, she gets her ears pierced and gets her hair cut and goes shopping because she finds her platinum American Express card.
Yeah,
and even goes like, ooh, and then Mom is like, don't even think about it, and she's like, fuck that, because she's she's irresponsible, and but when she comes out and she's got her like cool flowy dress thing on, and her hair's all, I was like, this is a real 2000s look, but she's pulling it off. She looks great.
Jamie Lee Curtis looks great. Yeah.
I love her.
And she goes to the work, tries to do the psychiatrist thing. As
that scene is so funny, because first it introduces you to
Evan.
Yeah, Evan. And so Evan is the gentleman we mentioned. What was his I totally just blanked on it.
The actor's name?
Willie Garson.
Yeah.
Willie Garson plays this very What About Bob kind of character.
Neurotic.
Super neurotic.
Oh, so you don't answer your phone all the time.
You're a liar. You lie. And she keeps like calling him like Kevin and Ethan.
Like, it's Evan.
So basically she's like basically destroying all the psychological work that the mom has done.
Oh, she cancels the catering.
She then goes into like a kind of a montage of like different sessions she's doing with other patients. And my favorite's the mumbling woman. Because earlier the mom's like, you're not qualified to give anyone any kind of advice. You just sit there and nod your head and occasionally
how does
say,
it make you feel? I like the guy.
Depressed. Well, like, and the blonde woman just, I don't know. And she's got the clipboard and she's like holding it kind of like, okay. And then she goes, how does that make you feel?
She's doodling the entire time.
Yeah. She's like, how does that make you feel?
Or when she actually does give advice to that mom
who read the diary.
Yeah, I was like, wait, you're reading your daughter's diary?
Not cool. Ew.
Yeah.
It just made me think of Schitt's Creek, all the ews she was doing. Ew, David.
Ew.
Ew, David.
And so this is all setting up for her to go and she's supposed to pick up Tess Anna for lunch. So then, what do we want to do? Just quickly, Anna's or Lindsay Lohan's school day.
Oh yeah, and what is the bully from again? She looks familiar, but I'm blanking.
Really? I didn't recognize her from anything. Maybe some like Disney stuff.
She's in fucking Cinderella Story. She's the bully in that.
So she just plays the bully.
She's in Christmas. Yeah, okay.
She's the pretty blonde that nobody suspects to be a bully.
Oh, I wouldn't. If I knew her in high school, I'd be like, you're probably an asshole.
I know exactly who that was in my high school. And she was blonde.
I can't think of anyone. So we are dealing with on Tess and Anna's body. She's a total weirdo. Makes her like
the first thing she does, like with all of her friends, she's like pulling down her friends like shirts and stuff.
So the first thing she does is she's walking through the high school saying hello to everyone.
Oh, that's right.
Like a total
and she sees the bully and like she's like saying hi to her too.
Yeah. But she's like walking, hello.
Oh no, that's
nice
exactly right. She like
hello.
says like, I don't know, like why can't we just get past this? And then the bully, she fucking hockey lifts her shirt
like jersey pull.
Yeah, jersey pull and push like holy shit. Push her, she trips. And I like with her friends just let's go, like quickly. Run away.
She's like, I can't believe she would do that. And the friends are like, yeah. And it's just, like the whole thing too about.
It's like, this is Tess really discovering like, oh, Anna's like got some rough shit going on.
And then Anna also learned that with the patients. She's like, these people like need help. And
also Tess learns that the little brother picking on her in the back seat. She's like, what? That realization, like, you started that?
Yeah. So So there's that whole thing, and then they're.
Oh,
and then she interacts with Jake.
Yeah, for a brief moment,
and says like, "You're too old for me." And then following that is the teacher.
Yeah, when she calls out the Tobalski.
Oh my god! Yeah. That was great too because he does like a pop quiz and they're talking about Hamlet. And he's like, oh, what are the themes of Hamlet? And she brings up every single.
Well, no, he walks through this dude that's just like Hamlet's just
bopping
around.
He spoon feeds him the answer.
Yeah,
and then she actually comes up, political, obviously, and Oedipus and brings up all this stuff, and he just goes, "Wow, you're seriously overreaching," and then she confronts. Then she realizes
she confronts him at the end of class.
Yeah, but then also he quotes. He quotes Macbeth.
He quotes Macbeth. He's trying to quote Hamlet,
and he quotes Macbeth, and she goes,
so
"That's Macbeth, you
idiot,
you twit."
Yeah. Then she's like, "Wait, Mister, like connects the last name."
His name is Psycho shit. Bates. His name is Mr. Bates.
Is that really what it is? I'm looking it up right now.
How funny is that? No, it's Mr. Bates.
So far down here. Yep, Mr. Bates. Yeah,
get it?
That's Norman Bates. Yeah,
Jamie Lee Curtis, her mom.
Oh, damn, that's a connection right there.
I was like, is that on purpose? And Fallon was like, if it's not, that's a really weird coincidence.
It could, yeah. Well, but I mean, unless they would have to change his name, which they could have. I mean, his name is really pointless. But his name's not Norman Bates.
No,
it's just Mr. Bates. That might be more of a coincidence, but that is kind of cool coincidence.
Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah. But yeah, no, she was like remembers the name Bates and like, wait, no, you asked my mom. You asked me out, my mom out to prom in high school, and she said no. You're taking this out on a young girl. And he's like, whoa, like he like has this panic moment, and like her friends are watching her eviscerate this dude.
Yeah, that was good.
That's great.
I like that's Macbeth, you twit. I mean, not really hard.
All right, so I think this is at the point where they meet up and Tess sees what Anna has done to her body.
She's eating French fries and shit.
She's pierced her ears. She's gotten a haircut. Like, what did you do to me?
Yeah, she's like, what? You look good. You look cool.
Yeah. So
this is so rude.
This is when they go to the restaurant, and that whole thing with the mom comes out, and she's like, "Oh no," and they run away. Oh, God damn it! Why do they have to do? Why did there have to be the gong whenever an Asian character appears in these goddamn 2000s movies?
Well, I was gonna say, it made me think of Gremlins.
Yeah,
Dragon's Breath.
Like, whoa, okay. God. Okay. Anywho, so they're kind of realizing that that's the fortune cookie. They need to go find the fortune so they can figure out their stuff, and then they're separated again. God. Oh, this is when. What happens with Tess Anna during this time? Oh, that's right. She takes the test and
gets screwed by the bully
again. And then she talks with Jake, and Jake breaks her in to actually fix the test.
And then she proceeds to then fuck up the bully's test.
Yeah, and Jake notices that, and he doesn't like that.
Yeah, and that's when he realizes that, actually, I'm not into you. And it's like, you're not into the mom's personality. You're into the daughter's personality.
Mm-hmm. You're not who I thought you were, is what he says.
And this is where it starts to get weird.
Well, I mean, so quickly, there is the sweet moment where Anna, as Tess, does, the parent-teacher conference and finds out that the little brother actually looks up to his sister. And
he just likes fighting with her.
He thinks that's how they bond, he's a psychopath.
Well, she even says, "You're more twisted than I thought."
Yeah, and it's really sweet because as Anna, she's she has a newfound respect for her brother.
Yeah,
and then she gets dragged onto a talk show to talk about her mom's book.
I wanted to thank you for bringing that up. I was when I was watching it, because Ryan comes up and is like, "I have a surprise for you," and does the blindfold thing and takes her to the studio where she's going to talk about her new book, and I was like, even if that was actually Tess, that's fucked up. You can't just be like, hey, I know you have had no time to mentally prepare, but you're about to be on national TV.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, no, that's fucked up.
How fucked up is that?
It's super fucked up, but it's a weird, family movie trope to be like, haha, now you're on, like, because, yeah, it's ridiculous. And then, of course, like, Anna as Tess, like, is like, just does something completely weird and out of character
and like free balls. And this is when like fucking Ryan starts to kind of like,
your mom's really cool.
Well, yeah, this is
oh no, Ryan. Sorry, I was thinking Jake.
This is when Jake is like, your mom's like rad, and then this is when Ryan's like, who the fuck is this person?
Yeah,
and that's when he used to him start like very casually getting really irritated.
Mm-hmm. It's where does Anna Tess end up? While she just gets home. She has the test. I'm trying to think about like because while Anna, while Jamie Lee Curtis is having the weird date, what's happening with Lindsay Lohan?
I don't remember.
But this is where
maybe nothing. Maybe we're grasping at straws. Maybe this is just the scene. So she like sneaks off to go get coffee. It happens to be at Jake's work, and then they it basically turns into a date
on accident. Yeah.
And then Jake, being a hormonal young boy, like totally falls in love with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. Well, because like it's like you're finding out that Anna and Jake have all the same music tastes.
Yeah.
You know, like there's this cover of Hit Me Baby One More Time that they both really like, even though they both think like it's kind of stupid to like it, but you know, it's like, you know, it's cute. And like, there's this moment where they're like Jamie Lee Curtis and Jake are just looking into each other's eyes, and Anna as Tess just like revolts back, like, oh no, I'm in my mom's body.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, he thinks this is attractive right now. Like, and then he gives her a ride home. Also, through this entire thing, since Tess is acting so weird with Ryan keeps going like, what's happening with you? Mm-hmm. What's wrong? And he sees her on the back of the motorcycle.
Just like a big smile on her face. And
yeah. So this is like sets up for the rehearsal dinner.
Well, then he is getting like suspicious. And then this is when like kind of the bonding comes together, because doesn't Anna defend and be like, no, I wanted to date this boy. Mm-hmm. So mom went and met him.
Yeah.
So they're saving each other's asses a little bit.
This is when they're starting to kind of work together. They're trying to figure out how to work together with
And this is also after Tess and Anna's body had that conversation and then realized that he was a little more like, mm-hmm. like when she did the test thing and he was like really disappointed in her and how mm-hmm. immature that was. That's when she was like, oh, maybe I judged the book by the cover too hard.
Yeah. And because he starts stalking Tess for the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy. This movie is only like an hour and a half, and a lot happens.
Yeah. A lot happens.
It's very quick paced.
Yeah.
Because the rehearsal dinner, like they start doing the rehearsal dinner. As they're going to the rehearsal, Jake is outside just singing "Hit Me Baby One More Time."
John Cusack.
Yeah,
style.
Say Anything style.
Yeah, Say Anything style.
And Lindsay Lohan, Tess's Anna, goes out to stop him. Like, what are you doing?
You
can't be here. And she kisses him because, distraction,
Yeah.
And this is when she says to Anna Tess, she's like, well, I'll give you something. He likes you for your mind.
Yeah.
So the rehearsal dinner starts to happen now, and there's a really, really nice moment because that's right. Anna's friends show up to kidnap her, to take her,
like straight up rope and duct tape and shit.
Literally, they get caught, and they like with Ryan and Tess and Anna around. They're explaining like the whole battle. Like did they keep saying like Battle of the Bands and audition? I don't know. It's a weird.
It's like a Battle of the Bands thing.
Yeah.
Also, it's the House of Blues. So
yeah. So like, and Ryan at some point is just like, go, do this.
Yeah, this is important to you. Do it.
Yeah, which surprises Tess and Anna. And so then Tess leaves as Anna, and is left with Anna, who is Tess, in Tess's body. And he has this like wonderful moment. He's like, when are you going to stop making me the bad guy? I want them to respect me on my own terms. And if you keep telling them stuff that you can't do stuff because of me, I'm never going to win her over.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is an important thing to her. Like, he's like, and you should also go over there and support her, your daughter. It's 20 minutes. I can hold the fort down for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I can delay this. Like, this is not an issue. Like, this is important to your daughter. Like,
yeah, it was a cool moment.
Yeah. I really love that moment. And then, I really didn't like the Battle of the Bands thing.
Well, we were talking. Yeah, so
it's literally that moment of like, you got to eat your carrot.
It's Disney. It's super Disney. Well, because also it's like, so they're trying to play the song and Tess and Anna's body doesn't know how to play guitar.
Yeah.
So she's sitting there just clang, 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 and all the bandmates are looking at her like, what the fuck, dude?
The big solo's coming up, Anna. What are you going to do?
And then Anna and Tess's body gets a hold of a guitar and starts doing the solo off stage. Mm-hmm. But the entire time, Lindsay Lohan is clutching the neck.
Yeah.
The neck of the guitar. Like all
clearly not playing a solo. Just pretending to be Keith Richards.
Yeah, basically.
Just ridiculous.
And then but because the solo is so good, I do like that song a lot.
That was a good song, yeah.
On and on.
Yeah, and also that's Jake is here watching this because he's following them around like a lost puppy.
Yeah.
That's when he starts to realize like, oh, Anna is actually cool. She could play the guitar. Whoa.
Yeah, this boy is real flip floppy with his emotions.
Yeah. Maybe he is 16 now.
Maybe.
And then we go back to the rehearsal dinner, and this is like one of the best moments. It's super sweet, super emotional. Like, Tess and Anna's body tells Anna that she needs to, like, for a huge favor, I need you to go up there and tell Ryan that the wedding can't happen tomorrow. It needs to be postponed.
Yeah. Like, if he loves me, I think he does. He'll understand, and he'll do that for me.
Yes. And then Anna, out of fucking nowhere, comes up and gives this super moving speech, except pretty much telling Mom, like, you're marrying this guy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because you deserve this, and I accept this, like, what you're trying to do for the family, you know? It's like, and I wrote down, like, kind of like their final arcs for Anna and Tess is Tess recognizes the importance of the band and how it's more than just about Anna. And it's like for like what she's experiencing with Anna is that Anna has a lot of expectations that are being like high expectations that are being held for her that Tess isn't recognizing and isn't helping with. Yeah. And now she's there. Now she can be there for her daughter. And then Anna recognizes the difficulty of Tess's adulthood in life and how Tess is struggling really hard to like start a new family and be a full family unit together. Yeah,
there's even like her being like, and I started singing in the showers again, not well. Like, like I was like her being like, I finally saw that Mom was happy, and it's just like weird because she's doing it from like first person.
Yeah,
but
because really they've learned how to really like do it. Yeah, no, it actually made me tear up. I was like, oh, this is like I'm feeling a little emotional right now thinking about it. And since they finally get that moment of seeing from the other person's point of view, what's that last line in the fortune cookie?
When what you see is what you lack, then selfless love will change you back.
Selfless love will change you back. Yeah. They finally show moments of selfless love towards each other. And then the earthquake, everybody experiences it this time. And whoa, like the spirits leaving the bodies and coming into them. Actually, kind of cool camera work for that.
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool.
And boom, they're back to normal. And the wedding can happen tomorrow. And now
and it ends like Shrek.
Oh,
it's a party and it's the wedding and they playing in the band.
Anna and Jake get to kiss. Tess and Ryan get to kiss and they're married. Grandpa and grandson argue and almost get body switched in a weird tackle from Pepe's mom. And then they end with Lindsay Lohan rocking out. Which she wasn't. So she spent a year to learn how to play the guitar, and they overdubbed her guitar playing with an actual like professional musician, which is fine. But that's actually her singing. So
yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
I just find it kind of amusing. Like I don't know. obviously they wanted to sound professional, so.
Yeah, but it's also like she's supposed to be a high school guitar player. Like,
yeah,
that might be a little.
She can shred pretty good, man. Yeah. I mean, for my first time, I really enjoyed it. Where do you put it? What's your rating?
Probably like, I don't know. I was gonna say like a wet mogwai, just because this is like this is a fun like Mother's Day movie.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not a mogwai or even a gizmo.
No.
But yeah, no, a wet mogwai is pretty good. Honestly, I think the 6.3 rating on IMDb is low.
Yeah.
Like this movie is actually really fun. Like I mean, it's definitely kind of got its dated moments with like the Asian racism, and just like the quick Disney cookie cutter story set up at the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, the saving grace is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. I mean, it's like there's ridiculous moments of like with Tess and the Jamie Lee Curtis and the talk show thing. You know how she gets crowd surfed by the people.
That's Disney.
Yeah, then also exactly.
That's that cookie
and
cutter.
Then the rock show thing and whatnot. Yeah, it's all very Disney. Which I mean, I guess like that's where maybe like in a critic's mind, it's like this is kind of it's unrealistic. It's already unrealistic. They're doing a body swap. Like
yeah. Like what else do you want? From us?
Now it's fun, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe it's Maybe a 6.3 is fair, but it's fun. I enjoyed it. I consider it's a wet mogwai. This is definitely a movie that I could see just playing in the background. And in a weird way, makes me kind of want to go through Lindsay Lohan's like filmography. I want to because I really think she had the potential to be a really good actress. And just I think sobriety was just a problem.
Yeah, no, totally.
You know, because like Georgia Rule, I remember reading like she's actually really good in that. And it's literally everything after Georgia Rules, like where her career. I mean, Herbie Fully Loaded, was that any good? I didn't see that.
I wasn't interested.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, Wet Mogwai, we agree on that.
Yeah, I agree on that.
I recommend anybody to watch it. Like this is cute. This is for everybody.
Yeah,
for everybody. It's for everybody.
Yeah. So I guess that's it then.
You mean it sounds like.
Well, we just haven't discussed anything about the next couple
Yeah,
of
we
weeks.
haven't figured out what we're doing for the next couple of weeks. I mean, that's fine. We'll figure it out.
And we'll let you know.
You'll see through promo stuff and la-di-da-di-di-do. So, yeah, thanks, guys, listening. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Patreon, all of our things that we have out there.
All our links in our link tree on all of our posts.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
This is Tommy and Jacob's Mixtape.
Later.
Bye, y'all.